Hi guys, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're returning, welcome back. Thank you for coming back to watch this video, and I'm just so excited to get right into it. So this is again to add on to my adoption series of being the adoptee opposed to being the prospective adoptive parent, and how being adopted has both been a curse and a blessing in my life, and how it has really shaped me and affected me growing up and what I have felt. I am no way I'm trying to sound ungrateful. No, I am actually just trying to get out there as an adoptee to let other people know my struggles and what I have felt as an adopted child without having my parents' history, without like it's a closed adoption, and without having really the support that I felt like I needed to really succeed and thrive. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it. Today, we will be talking about identity and how not fully knowing my identity has fully shaped my life. So I think identity plays such a huge role in many people's lives, not just like biological children, but everybody's lives. Knowing who you are, where you came from, and really who your family is and your circle of where you came from is so important. It helps you better understand yourself. It helps you better understand certain things about yourself, certain aspects of your life. It helps you understand your health. It helps you understand your birth. It helps you understand why you act a certain way. It helps you understand your genetics. It helps you understand so much about you, why you look the way you do, why you sound the way you do. It truly helps to know who you are. And I feel like as an adopted child, I had that stolen from me. In no way of it being really many people's fault, I still feel like my identity was stolen from me. So I am a Haitian. I was born in Port-au-Prince, and I was adopted when I was 1. So, and the reason why I say I feel like my identity was stolen from me is because I feel like I know nothing about Haiti. I know nothing about the culture. I know nothing about myself or really my ancestors, other than the stuff that I have really gone into to really research lately, because I feel like I want to know who I am, where I came from, and as much information as I can get to better figure out who I am. It has been a struggle for me. It has been really hard for me to live a life where I look a certain way and I don't know who I look like. I don't know if I look more like my mom. I don't know if I look more like my dad, especially being in a family where there are 3 biological children, and they so prevalently look like my adopted parents and they act like my adopted parents, and I just didn't fit in. I didn't act or look like any of them, and that was hard on me. I used to find myself getting jealous because I wanted that in my life. I wanted to have someone who understood me. I wanted to have someone who looked like me. I wanted to have someone who laughed like me, who sounded like me. I wanted to be like my parents, but I never could be because I am adopted. It was so hard for me to grow up in a world like that. It was so hard for me to grow up in a world where I was always watching my friends and my family who were so much like their parents, and they looked so much like their parents, and they had that genetic aspect, and I just was jealous, and it wasn't right, and it wasn't fair to me, and it wasn't fair to anybody else. But that jealousy got the best of me, and it was hard. I acted out. I wasn't being okay because, again, like I said in my last video, I had so many feelings of jealousy, confusion, and just anger for not really being able to experience what my friends and my siblings, my adopted siblings, were experiencing. I wanted to know who my birth mom was. I wanted to know who my birth dad was, and I wanted to know who my siblings were. I wanted that connection with other people that everybody else had, and I didn't get it, and I was jealous. It made me jealous, and jealousy is a strong and very destructive thing. I was jealous, and that played into my issues with really connecting with people and really understanding people. I'm an empathetic person, but I still get jealous, as every human does. And that played a huge role in my attachment issues. My jealousy and my not understanding of who I was made me not want to attach to people because I wasn't like them, and I was never going to be like them, and I can never force myself to be like them. I probably should have saw a therapist to better help me understand my feelings. But at this point, all I wanted was to know who I was. It would get worse when I would go to the doctor, and the doctor would be trying to figure out something that's wrong, and they could not figure out my medical history in any way, shape, or form. They were like, we don't know what's going on with you. You're kind of a mystery because we don't know your medical history. And to me, that was so hard. It was so hard because I couldn't give them anything, and I genuinely would think, oh, I'm gonna die because the doctors don't know my medical history, and they almost, I wouldn't say refused to help me, but it seemed like they were quick to give up on me, and they were quick to just be like, we don't have your history, so we can't really help you. And some days I could be in pain, some days I could really have something wrong, and because they don't know what my history was, they weren't willing to help me. This also comes into my birth, and this probably to some people isn't as big of a deal, but I don't have a birth certificate, and that is really, it's really hard on me. I wish I had a birth certificate. I wish, yeah, it's just a paper that says who you are, when you were born, where you were born, and I don't have that. I don't have that part of my identity to tell me who I am. And it sucks because I've had people make fun of me for, oh, we don't know your birthday, so because you don't have a birth certificate. And that's one of the things that really was hard on me. People telling me they don't know if I'm a certain age or if I am who I am because I don't have a birth certificate. It was just, it added more to my jealousy, and it added more to my anger. And it eventually was one of the factors of me not doing okay, and me mentally not being able to be okay, and me mentally doing things that were not healthy or okay. And it was hard. It is still really hard, even just getting a basic passport. I was going to get my passport because me and Stefan were going to go on a trip, and they straight out just looked at me and said, you don't have a birth certificate? And I said, no, but I have these other things. And they weren't angry, but they're like, oh, like, it would have been nice to have your birth certificate. And I'm like, really? I didn't realize that. Not only is not having my birth certificate for my birthday hard, not having my birth certificate is hard because I can't figure anything out about my mom. In my adoption papers, there's my mom's name, and that's about all. And I wish I just so badly wish I knew who my birth mom was, and I wish that I could have made a connection with her, because I feel like that's a part of my life that I have really missed out on, is making that connection with my birth parents that so many other people have. And again, it has made me jealous because I am not that close with my adopted family. I do not see eye to eye with them. They do not see eye to eye with me. It hasn't worked out as I've gotten older. And I think that that's partially because I just want a relationship with my birth parents, and I, in the back of my head, feel like I know it's never gonna happen, but I still am longing for that. I have nobody in my life that is like biologically connected to me that I know of, and it's hard. It's hard to not know really who I am, or to have any family members who could be like, oh, she did this because it runs in the family, or oh, man, you are so much like your mom. And yeah, it just played a huge part. I don't know who I am. I feel like I don't know who I am. I don't feel like, I never really felt like for so long that I had a purpose, because I just didn't know my identity, and I didn't understand myself, and I didn't know why. Like, I'm a very sensitive person, and I feel like that is partially because of genetics. One of my parents might have been a very sensitive person, and I won't be surprised if one of my children are a very sensitive person. But people get angry at me, and they are unhappy with me for being very sensitive, because a lot of people that I know happen to apparently not be sensitive, and they don't understand that it's something that I can't really help. It's just who I am. And it's almost like when I act a certain way, or I do something that other people don't like or agree with or don't understand, I'm just a terrible person, or I'm in the wrong, when really this is just who I am. And I'm trying to figure it out myself, but I can't explain it to you because I don't fully know who I am. And I wish people could accept me and help me realize that I am perfect the way I am. I understand now that there's nothing wrong with me, but I just wish that I had that biological aspect in my life to really be more of a support system and to be there to guide me. I'm so blessed to have Stefan. He is definitely there to guide me and support me, but I love him, and I can't wait to have a future with him, but it's still not the same. My jealousy has gotten better as I've gotten older. It's still hard for me to see so many people have their family members, and just like, I want that so bad. I so badly can want that, and I can't wait to have my own child. That is because for the first time in my life, I will have somebody who might act a little bit like me, who is gonna look like me, who is gonna understand my humor better, and it excites me so much. So yeah, sorry, I kind of rambled, but that's kind of about how I have had to deal with my identity and not fully knowing who I am. But yeah, that's just a bit of that. And yeah, I don't even know what to say. I'm gonna end the video right here. I hope you guys understood what I was saying and didn't think I was being selfish and really could empathize with me. And yeah, that's just that. I hope you guys have the most amazing day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.